The US-Iran war has exploded once again. Iran has reportedly launched attacks on multiple American military bases, claimed strikes on more than 21 US military targets across the region, targeted facilities linked to F-35 operations, and even reported the downing of MQ-9 Reaper drones. In response, the United States has unleashed heavy strikes against Iranian targets. So what exactly triggered this sudden escalation? How did a single incident near the Strait of Hormuz turn into a major military confrontation? And most importantly, how dangerous could this conflict become if both sides continue to retaliate? Stay with me until the very end, because we're breaking down everything that happened step by step and explaining why some experts fear this could be the beginning of a much larger crisis. The latest escalation reportedly began with a dramatic incident near the Strait of Hormuz. Everything started when a U.S. Apache attack helicopter crashed while conducting a patrol mission in the area. When the first reports emerged, there was no confirmation that the helicopter had been attacked. Early information suggested the crash may have been caused by a technical malfunction, but then the story took a dramatic turn. New reports began circulating that an Iranian Shahed drone may have struck the Apache helicopter. Shortly afterward, Iran released a statement claiming it had no intention of shooting down the aircraft and described the incident as accidental. To understand why that explanation matters, it's important to know how the Shahed 136 works. Unlike drones that are remotely piloted by an operator, the Shahed 136 is designed as a loitering munition. Before launch, coordinates are programmed into the system. Once launched, it follows a pre-planned route autonomously until it reaches its target and detonates. And that raises an important question. If a Shahed drone really did hit the Apache helicopter, was the helicopter actually the intended target, or was the drone headed somewhere else when the helicopter happened to cross its path? At this stage, nobody knows for sure. That uncertainty could explain why Iranian officials reportedly described the incident as unintentional. However, Iran's statement did not stop there. Officials also warned that foreign military forces operating close to Iranian territory face increasing risks, particularly if they approach sensitive airspace, territorial waters, or border regions. According to Iran, reducing foreign military activity near its borders would lower the chances of incidents like this happening again. Whether people agree with that argument or not, that remains Tehran's position. But regardless of how the incident occurred, the political consequences were immediate. President Donald Trump announced that Iran had shot down a U.S. Apache helicopter operating near the Strait of Hormuz. He stated that both pilots survived the incident, but made it clear that the United States would respond. And according to reports, that response came quickly. The United States launched multiple strikes against targets inside Iran. According to U.S. Central Command, American forces carried out waves of strikes targeting air defense systems, radar sites, and command and control facilities. Meanwhile, Iranian media outlets reported that American fighter jets attacked locations including Sirik, Kish Island, and Minab. But Iran was not prepared to absorb those strikes without a response. Within a short period of time, Tehran launched what has been described as one of its largest retaliatory operations in recent months. Reports claimed that Iranian forces targeted American military facilities across the region, including bases in Bahrain and Jordan. Kuwait also reportedly announced that it had come under attack. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps claimed responsibility for strikes against 21 American military targets and said several of those targets had been Habalan. Iran also claimed that missiles were directed toward facilities associated with F-35 operations at an airbase in Jordan. In addition, reports emerged suggesting that MQ-9 Reaper drones had been shot down during the exchange. Looking at the broader picture, the conflict once again highlights the different military strategies used by both sides. the United States relies heavily on some of the most advanced and expensive military technology in the world. Iran, on the other hand, has increasingly focused on large numbers of relatively inexpensive drones and missile systems. Rather than depending on a few high-value assets, Tehran's strategy often centers on overwhelming defenses with volume and persistence. Supporters of that approach argue that it allows Iran to challenge much more technologically advanced opponents at a fraction of the cost. Meanwhile, Iranian leaders continue to project confidence. Despite previous reports suggesting damage to portions of Iran's missile infrastructure, officials insist they recovered quickly and retain enough capabilities to sustain a prolonged conflict if necessary. Their message remains consistent. If attacks continue, retaliation will continue. And if pressure increases, their response will increase as well. At the same time, many analysts believe another major player is watching these developments closely: Israel. Some observers argue that renewed confrontation between Washington and Tehran could create strategic opportunities for Israel as regional attention shifts toward the growing U.S.-Iran conflict. Others dispute that assessment, but there is little disagreement about one thing. What began as a single helicopter incident near the Strait of Hormuz has rapidly evolved into a much larger military confrontation, and now the world is watching closely. Will both sides find a way to de-escalate before the situation spirals further out of control, or are we witnessing the opening stages of a much wider regional conflict? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: whenever wars expand, it is ordinary people who often bear the greatest cost. What do you think? Will tensions cool down in the coming days, or is this crisis only getting started? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest geopolitical updates.